Okay, Aaron Plessinger, Thunder Valley. We're 6 motos in now. Once again, through 6 motos, you have made it very difficult for yourself. A lot of work. Probably the most passes of anyone, I would imagine. But still, you got on the podium today, so that's nice. That's a step forward for you.
Yeah, for sure. That first moto was very unfortunate. Took a line that I didn't know led into Dylan's line, and his line kind of hooked out, and he came shooting out of his line and nailed me, and we both did a somersault, and then his bike was on top of me, and he had to pick it up, and I definitely made it hard on the both of us. So, second moto was good. Got off to a pretty decent start, and then just worked my way up to second. And those last 4 laps, they were tough. My chest was killing me from all the roost I had took in that first moto, and then it was just mentally challenging, kind of, I don't know, telling myself not to crash, not to hit the ground the second moto. So I feel like second's good. I'm going to work my butt off this week to do it again. Try and stop the red train of Jet. He's riding really good at High Point. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get him next week.
With the way that the field is at the moment, did it surprise you how, not easy, but how quickly you were able to come through the pack in the first moto?
I didn't really know where I was. I didn't even know I finished 4th until, Jade. I knew I was in I didn't really look at the pit board until I got into 7th.
Yeah.
And then after 7th, I didn't look again until, I seen him back into the truck. So I didn't even know I got 4th until he told me. And I was stoked. Not really surprised. I was obviously kind of bummed, but I just knew I was riding good. Yeah. And then I knew I could go out in the second moto and do the same thing. Obviously made it way harder than it should have been, and I'm going to try not to do that again.
Speaking of how well you're riding at the moment, at Hangtown in that first moto, you were stuck behind Ferrandis for a couple of laps at the beginning, but I felt like it looked like you wanted Summer Jet. It looked like you felt like you believed you could go with him, and I just was watching he wants some. He's ready for this. So are you kind of waiting for that opportunity to go with him off the start and kind of test yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Once I got into second, here, the second moto, I kept him at bay. I don't know if he was, pushing as hard as he could, but I kept the gap the way it was for 6 or 7 laps, and then ultimately I just kind of backed it down and just rode my pace. And I really do feel like I have something for him, but you can't have something for somebody who always gets a hole shot and you're back in the pack. So I'm gonna work on getting up there on the starts and put myself in a better position going forward.
There are a lot of opportunities out here at the moment with this field and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And that's even more motivating in the week and when you turn up on the weekends. Yeah, for sure. And it was funny. I had probably the worst week of all. This week. Why, a crash or?
No. I rode I don't know, like a pansy. I don't know. I only rode 2 days, but those 2 days were what am I doing? But I was not really worried about it because I know my setup works good at the races. So, I don't know how I mean, Coop beat me by 30 seconds in one moto. So that's how good I was riding this week. I mean, I don't know what it is here at the race. I just turn it up and like you said, there's so much opportunity here with everybody being where they are, that if I can get off to a good start and run with Jet, I really feel like I can win some of these motos, if not overalls.
Yeah, and last thing, I think today is actually a career best for you, 450-wise. Mm-hmm. Obviously, since you've been in the 450 class, you've not been in that position where you can expect wins weekly. Now, you kind of need to change your mentality back to how it was in 250s, enter each weekend I'm the guy, I can win this is mine. Is it tough to shift yourself back into that mind space?
Somewhat, a little bit, but when I go out there and do that, it's not that hard. I just I don't know, especially when I threw the handguards on, got the hurlings mindset. You know, it was pretty easy to tell myself I was doing pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it is hard sometimes when you're not feeling it and you're kind of struggling, but when you're flowing, you're having a good time, it's not too hard.